Hey there, ready to elevate your business? At Technical Art, we empower ambitious brands with standout graphic design, video editing, rebranding, ad creation, 3D modeling, and reliable IT support. From computer hardware repairs to software troubleshooting, from eye-catching visuals to seamless tech solutions, we bring your vision to life and keep your business running smoothly. So why not partner with us? Technical Art, we do things.
You know what? Just like Jesus, I'm bringing people to Christ.
Okay.
So if they are, engaging in prostitution, I'm bringing the prostitutes to Christ.
My sister. Okay.
If they are fraudsters,
My sister.
Yahoo boys, I'm bringing them to Christ. Allow me to witness.
Be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Come back to your senses as you ought and stop sinning. For there are some who are ignorant of God.
God help
I
us.
say this to your shame.
To your shame.
Version,
yeah,
NIV version, please.
I knew this verse was going to come up.
For come back to your senses
Hey.
as you ought and stop sinning.
Yeah.
So my thing
Hey.
is, I'm like, the way I'm interpreting this, y'all can say I'm wrong or whatever, but like that and stop sinning part. Like, are you saying
Come
I'm
back to
sinning
your
for being
senses.
quiet?
Yes.
Or are
Yes.
you saying
You
I'm
are.
sinning
Yes.
You are.
for going to that club, for example, and
Yes,
deciding
and
I'm
even
not
if you're
drinking?
not drinking,
Yeah.
yes. Call out their friends. Like,
Yes.
are you calling out your friends? The ones
Yes.
that you groove with or the
Yes,
ones you used
yes,
to groove
yes,
with?
yes,
Do you
yes.
call them out? Because there in Proverbs 27 verse 5, it says, open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed.
Yes.
So we at times we're like, I can't tell my friend that she's wrong because I feel like she's going to start hating me.
No.
Hello, hi, Masari, Mudzimundo Abuti, and welcome to the Advent Pod. Essay on the segment Giggles and Grace, and I am your host, Nande Unande Mwedi, and I am joined by the lovely ladies.
Hey.
I have Shimi here, and I have Sihle, and today we are about to talk all things friendship. So, main topic is intentionality in friendships, friendship breakups, because you chose God.
I like it.
Because I know you guys have been through friendship breakups and all of that. Let's dive in it,
Okay.
So, number one, what are friendships, guys?
It's fine. Look at me, the definitions girl.
Yeah,
The
go,
definitions girl.
You're like
I
a poet,
I got you. Oxford, Merriam-Webster dictionary. Okay. Friendship is, I think it's a mutual being a key word there.
Yeah.
A mutual relationship between two or more
Individuals.
people, yeah. And it's about intimacy, it's about trust. I think that's what friendship is.
For you, Sika?
Yo.
You're still discovering what friendship is.
I'm still learning.
The jury's
girl.
still out on that.
Like, I'm still learning what a friendship is. I just, fun fact, I don't believe in best friends.
Oh,
Like,
bestie. Nane, and here I thought I thought we had something.
I'm so sorry, girl.
I
but
hear
like, best friend. I don't see it.
But friends,
yes.
at least
you
Nane,
know,
we're not
but-
completely outside.
I think I also don't believe in friendships anymore. I believe in sisterhood and
Right.
brotherhood.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're my friend, that means I take you as my sister.
From day one.
Not from day one. I think you build. You gotta be built. Even with your siblings, you're still building that relationship, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's where I stand. But I agree, it's a mutual agreement where we say, I'm choosing you and you're choosing me.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to call you out and I'm going to do whatever I need to do, right? That's my take on it, right?
I don't know. Like, for me, friendships are a little bit of a touch and go.
Same.
You know, I don't think I would meet you now and consider you my sister, but I'd first probably consider you as like an acquaintance, like someone that I know. And then while we're starting to get to know each other, then, kind of gravitate towards each other, But I think we'll get into the reasons why friendships
Y'all
for me
are
so...
twisted. Who hurt y'all? Who hurt these ladies?
Friends.
Let's get into it. Now I'm excited.
I believe, like that saying of like, blood is thicker than water. I believe opposite. I believe water is thicker than blood.
Blood is thicker than water, but you don't drink blood. So I don't know what's more important there. I don't know. Anyway,
That is so true. So, like, do we have requirements, like, for friendships? Do you have requirements as to, how can I say I'm Shimi's friend?
First of all, you have to be pretty. No, I'm joking. I think it's just the thing of it just you build. You build. So unlike you two broken people, I love people. I have so many friends. I'm struggling between, I read this thing that said you need to be able to categorize. Not everyone is a friend. This is a workmate. She's not your friend. This is an acquaintance. She's not your friend. So yeah, I still call them friends. I'm working on that. But I think it's just how we vibe, like how we get along. You meet some people and you just hit it off. And you're just like, let's grab lunch. And you go for lunch and it's great. And you end up hanging out a lot. So I think, or like calling them to just talk about stuff. So I think it's about the vibe. It's about how I feel when I'm around you, how you make me feel, what we talk about, what I'm comfortable with when it comes to you.
Would that include like male besties? Ball the wine.
I don't believe in
male besties. I have male friends.
Suddenly you have friends. Now that they're male.
No. Hey,
what are you trying to say? Sisterhood. What is happening here?
Look, because I don't want to just talk about friendships relative to us being females. You know what I mean? Because you do get like friendships that are beyond, gender, right?
Yeah.
And most girls will often say, I gel well with guys.
True.
I gel well.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah. Because girls are too catty or whatever, and we have more real and authentic conversations with men, right? So, I mean, what does that say about like friendships in general? Like, are we allowed to group them in terms of like, okay, these are my female friends or these are my male friends, or can we like put them all together? And then also like how it impacts relationships as well, like your love relationships.
Do you see? That's why I looked down and I said, man, don't do that, please.
But I feel like I was saying, it's between individuals. There's no gender to it, right? So it's brotherhood or sisterhood, right? And when I say we can be friends with guys, you can have a platonic friendship with a guy, right? Based off how we act with each other, how we chill. And like, let's say I'm going through the most and I need 1,000 rand. God forbid. I need 1,000 rand. Who do I call? Right?
Absolutely.
When I'm depressed, who do I then call and say, I need your help. I need you to talk me out of the situation. It doesn't have to be a female or a male. It could be whoever
anybody.
I trust, whoever I've let into my circle, into my space, my intimate space. Or if I have a celebration, who's the first 10 people I invite? Do you understand?
First 10 people to come to your mind.
Do you understand? So I don't think it's based off gender. It's just what brand alignment. You do align with my brand.
True.
Your boyfriend would disagree though with the male.
That's what I was going to say. I think Cynthia is right. Cynthia's onto something. Cynthia's onto something.
Platonic, guys. It's platonic. Like you can have platonic friendships.
So are you fine with your boyfriend having? Guys, I don't know how we end up gravitating towards this topic.
But this is a real thing.
It's a real thing, though.
Guys, I think it requires maturity, right? Like a serious sense of maturity in the sense that you found this guy with these girlfriends.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Girlfriends as in
female friends, yes.
Who are you then to say you can't be friends with these people, right?
So I have a rule.
And let me finish. Let me land.
Land, girl.
Land.
Right? You have this conversation, say, I have female friends and this is how a friendship starts. You need to investigate how the friendship start, because some friendships start off, he tried to shell at me and it didn't work out and then I friend zoned him. That's where you like, But it could be a thing of, I think we align in whatever conversations we've had. I'm like, okay, I like what you bring in my life and what you said. You understand? So I think maturity levels and what is he doing if they're in a space together, just the two of them. What do they do and what do they say?
But only the two of them know that.
Eventually it will come out. Nothing under the sun doesn't come out. It will come out.
I have a rule when it comes to this.
Sure.
Every female friend you had before me, keep your friend. After me, no new friends. I'm your last female friend. I'm the last one. You can't like, I met this girl. I'm the only girl. I'm the last girl you need.
But that works.
It makes worked sense for me so far. But you're right. There's one or two stories that come out, but it's life. I don't know, CJ. Where do you stand?
Let's think about this for a second.
Where do you stand, CJ?
Let's think about this for a second. Okay, let's say you're in a relationship. Okay, fine. You and mans are getting to know each other. Fine. They have their female friends, right? You have your male friends.
Yes.
And then now you guys are like integrating friendships. So now you're also getting more male friends through him.
Your boyfriend's
No,
friends
I don't
aren't
share
your
friends. No, they're
your
not.
boyfriends,
They
your,
are
your,
not.
let me say partner, your partner's friends are not your friends.
Never.
Let me tell you why.
Have you not lived? Have you not learned this?
Example, right?
Okay, I'm
You're gonna
listening.
arrive there, they're gonna be like, oh my god, what?
Hey! All 5 of you.
All 5 of
All
you.
5 of you. Our wife.
Your partner's friends are not your friends.
They're not your
You can be
friends.
acquainted. You can say, oh, I know you. Hi, I see
Yes.
the and it ends there. If you're in a group setting where your boyfriend is there, you can chill. Outside your boyfriend,
Nope.
don't do it.
Nope.
They're going to
Air
lie
high
to you. They're
five,
going to
girl.
fry
Air
you.
high five. Yes.
I'm learning today.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sidley's lived a good life. You can tell. If you don't know this, you've lived a good life.
They're
my
gonna
girl.
lie. They as much as they lie for their friend, they're gonna cover for their friend.
Facts.
Yeah. True.
Like you find that you're
Facts,
sitting
actually.
there, they're gonna say to the side chick, "Oh, you make him so happy." To the maid, "Oh, you make him so happy." To the third side
Yo.
chick, "You make him so
Yo.
happy."
Listen,
so we all
let's-
make him happy.
There's a corner in hell for friends like that. I'm telling you, there's a place designated in hell for those friends. I
Okay. Right. Okay. We've established what friendships
Yeah.
and all of
Kind
that is,
of.
right? So friendship dynamics, right? When I talk about friendship dynamics, what comes to mind, right? Are you able to say this is the type of friend I have, so this is when I need just good times, or is this a friend where I need like deep conversations, or this is just a friend for Instagram and likes, there's what, tell me the characters, like the dynamics of your friendships that you have, or do you have a friend who's an all-rounder,
Okay.
I don't have all-rounder friends. I'll
Okay.
tell you that for a fact.
Okay.
Right?
We love that.
So there are friends that I go out with.
Yeah. Because they have the
Exposing
vibe.
myself here. She's done it again. This is normal though, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
ever have
Normal.
those friends that okay,
you step out with.
if we're going, I don't know, to a farmer's market or whatever, because people do that. Depends on which side of the farmer's market though.
Yeah. Very important.
Because there's the family side and there's
Okay, the other side.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow. Anyway,
Nana's like, what do you mean? Which other side?
for example,
I'm trying to figure out which friend I am.
so like okay, maybe an example with you.
Yeah.
I can take you to a farmer's market.
Yeah.
But like the family side,
You've
the
made it.
food,
Congratulations. That means you're a
You
good
know.
friend, Nani.
the food.
Where are you taking me then? Where are you taking me?
Girl, I'm taking you to the spa. Like, let's go to the spa,
Yes,
get our
girl.
nails done, let's get our hair done. Like,
Oh,
so you do
I love
have like
this.
friends where you can, for certain
out.
setups, going out, birthday parties, whatever. And then you have like those close friends that because I also have like really introverted friends
Yeah.
that don't like being outside. So
Okay.
she'll come over for like a nice Netflix movie night or whatever, because that's just her vibe. And I also gel with that vibe because I also have my introverted side that
Okay.
wants to just stay indoors. And there will be those days where I'm feeling, you know what, today I feel like going outside, just just
Okay.
moving in the streets a
little
little
bit,
bit,
just a bit.
just I don't do night events.
Yes.
You'll never find me in a club. But anyway.
Yeah.
But like
Scary
Not
scenes.
my scene. Mm-mm.
hey, you've seen some funny things there. But yeah, so those day vibes where you're like, okay, cool, you have certain friends for that, and then you have
Yeah.
certain friends where you'd invite over to a wedding, for example, because
Yeah.
these ones are, they're very demure people, but then you do get
They're
those
gonna show up.
super rich
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
So for example, like, and then I have my last group now, which this one I don't know how to explain. So before I started really being like part of the church 100%, like really like focusing
Yeah.
on my salvation walk with
Yeah.
God, right? I had my groovist friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
People try to navigate that.
Yeah. So now I'm in this like weird space now where I'm trying to figure out like how do I drop like those friends that are really, for example, that really are into guys, for example, like
Yeah.
who only invite you out because hey,
You
do you
make
have
me
friends?
stalk 'em.
Yeah.
you know what I
you're
mean?
a pretty hun. We need you on the team.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they'll call you up on a random Saturday night, like, hey, we're here, come through, pull through, we're doing a little braai, what. And I'll often have to find myself, like, thinking, yo, how do I turn this person down?
So you
Because
fighting.
it really
You
isn't.
really be fighting.
Yeah, you really get to that point where you're fighting
With
because,
yourself.
it's one thing to give yourself to Christ.
Yes.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
But now the real struggle.
The
comes
practicality of
after.
it.
Hey.
So that last group of people, we
You're
gotta
still
really,
trying to-
they're still there, but you don't know what to do with them because they're my friends.
So my thing is, do your friends know that you're this type of friend?
Oh, they're aware.
They're aware. Okay.
They're aware, but
able
they'll
to-
still try
Okay.
to be like, hey.
Okay.
The devil doesn't let you go easily. The devil will fight for you. But
Hello, hi. Masiara Abuti. Welcome to the Advent Pod. And this is Giggles and Grace, the segment where the ladies speak all things youth. I bring forth our sponsor, MW
Media Production.
You see the lighting, you see the cameras, you see the speakers.
Lights, cameras. Hey.
The details will be at the bottom, guys. Or the top, or the side,
somewhere.
whatever.
Somewhere.
Contact that person and you will look this good on camera.
You know, as Sitli was talking about in the past, I'm remembering in university where it was the opposite. I was the bad friend, you guys.
Oh, heck, show me.
Me. Mrs. What does Fifi call them? Fifi call them Sister Brown. Sister Brown. I was the bad friend. I remember I had this friend called Milas.
Yeah.
She was such a sweet friend. And, you know, we started off together having a good time. And then she switched. She was the Sitli. And she started being like 100% working on her relationship with Christ.
God.
And I'm like, you do that, girl. You do that.
Go, girl.
And we just could not hang out anymore. Because I'm like, okay, so, you know, we're going to step out for dinner and then we're going to go, because this was back in the day. And she's like, no, I'm going to stay in. So the first couple of weeks, but eventually we literally just drifted. We never had a chat. We never had an argument. We just stopped.
Just outgrew each other.
We just
essentially.
outgrew each
that
other.
takes me to the next point, right? When you grow as an individual in your friendships, right? So you're growing and you're evolving, right? Goes back to you and Sihle saying that, oh, now that I've chosen God and I'm doing the practical work, and then you're the friend that where your friend chose God is just
And
doing
I'm
the
like,
practical work,
you
right?
do that, honey. You do that.
How do you then navigate those friendships, right? Sitle's still in that bubble. So how do we advise Sitle as to how does she then, those friends in that corner that still go out and whatever, how do you then say, okay, friend, this is my journey and I don't think we are meant to be anymore.
aligned.
We're not aligned.
We're not aligned.
Brand alignment, right?
Brand alignment.
Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're aligned.
I hope you're aligned.
Inside joke, guys.
Yes, I hear you, my sister. I hear
How
you.
do you relate and how do you adapt to it?
Yeah.
And like obviously because we're growing, right? And when you're growing, you then tend to want to have a certain small circle of
Right.
friends. And
Yeah.
all. How do you then tell that friend that I don't think we're aligned anymore. I don't think we can do this. Each and every to it's not you, it's me. You know, type of breakup.
I think like what she's doing is perfect. Just keep doing you.
Okay.
Like I said, for me, Milas, we never had a talk. She never
But
sat
isn't
me
that
down.
ghosting?
Maybe she ghosted me, but I didn't feel like it. I also
Okay.
wasn't trying to hang out with her. I'm like, this girl's gonna be opening verses now. I'm trying to hang out with that guy who's
Yeah.
trying to hang out with me. So it was very different. She did come to me later, of course, and she's like, you know, I feel you have a gift of being able to influence people, and you're using it the wrong way.
Okay.
Which I really was. I could convince anybody to stay. It was bad, y'all. Anybody. I had
With that
Muslims
girly.
stepping out. Muslim girls with their hijabs. I'm like, come through. So I was working, for the enemy, guys. For the enemy. And you don't notice it. But thank God I'm back. Hallelujah. I'm back and
Yeah.
trying to bring more souls to
I
Christ.
guess it is like a type of ghosting though, because
I think it is.
eventually,
Yeah, it's like mutual ghosting.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she wasn't like, oh, you stopped. And I was like, oh, I stopped. But it's very interesting that even the friends I have now, like Sitle was saying, I have prayer group friends.
Yeah.
There's like my prayer group, and all my closest friends are team prayer all the way. But you will still have those friends that will hit you up. They don't give up. They're like, so listen, we're going to...
they gotta fill up the section.
do you want to... Yeah, do you
I
want to pull
feel
through?
like from personal experience, I really feel like it's ghosting, and it's very painful. I feel like you should get to a point where you tell your friend,
I don't
Yeah, I
like
think-
you anymore.
not even I don't like you. Like, you know, you sit and you question, even like 5 years later, let's say 2 years later, because it's me 2 years, where you're like, you ghosted me and I still don't know the reason why you ended the friendship, right? For me, I feel like you should just come to me. I might be hurt in that moment. I might cry about
But
it. I might
talk
try
to me
beg
about
you,
it.
But be like, Nani, the reason why I'm ending this friendship is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I see you on social media and I'm like, what's wrong, laugh?
Will there be attitude though? Is
No,
there like
I
a
feel
weird
like,
vibe?
You know, not weird vibe. It's just the thing of friend. I feel like we don't align. And my reasons are 1, 2, 3. Or I can't give you reasons at the moment. But when I do get the reasons, I'll let you know. Do you understand? You are ghosting me. Do you know how painful ghosting is?
I know.
It's so
By a friend.
painful.
I
Like,
know.
it's so painful. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, sometimes I see my ex-best friend's stuff and I'm like,
Ew.
you didn't give me a reason as to why you ended the
Yeah.
friendship,
Oh,
right?
no.
I found it on TikTok.
Yo.
Do you understand? And then you then question yourself.
Wait, what do you
Story
mean you
time.
found out on TikTok?
She was a story time.
Yes, that was a story time.
You-
Hectic.
I think
No,
we
that-
need a
Until
story time for
today,
this.
I don't know. Like, and you then sit down and you obviously people will still ask you years later as to what's going on here.
Yeah,
and you
especially
don't
if you
and
were besties.
You keep saying I don't know, right? And you're like, I really don't know. And you ask God, like, yes, she probably prayed that prayer, said, if these friends aren't for me, I'm letting them go. But I would like to know as to you don't align with my brand. You're too Jesus-like. You're too whatever. Just the reason, you know.
Okay.
I feel like ghosting is horrible.
Okay,
It makes you a
okay.
horrible person. All right.
No, I hear you. I mean,
hear that.
it's part of the reason why I don't really. Well, this story I'm about to say now is part of the reason why I don't really believe in best friendships that much. So I had a best friend we met at the age of 6, and I think we fell apart on her first year of varsity. It was my second year, so she took a gap year. You know, we lived separate cities because I moved to Witbank and then she stayed in Pretoria. And every now and then when I was in varsity, I'd try and visit her as much as I possibly can. And then even in her gap year, like I would try to, you know, keep the friendship going. She was literally, I would like to consider my very first heartbreak. I think we don't really talk enough about like
The
friendship
breakup.
heartbreaks.
I think it's
like,
worse. It's worse than
They're worse than
horrible.
relationships.
It's worse because
That's chosen family.
yes, you literally. I feel like you spend more time with your friend than with your partner or
Absolutely.
anything. Is that person where you think of before your parents even? Like I'm in a situation. I'm like your friend. I need help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
call her.
Yeah.
I don't. You understand? So I hear you. It's
Yeah.
like first. I think the worst heartbreak ever.
So yeah, friend of
Shame.
14 years went down the drain when she came to varsity. She just to cut the long story short, she kind of chose. It was such a horrible thing. But she chose my ex over me, type of thing. So I didn't even know that my ex and her were communicating, which was kind of weird. So
Goes back
it
to
was
what you
a-
said. Your partner's friends
are
aren't
not-
your friends.
Oh, now that I think
Yeah,
about it,
yeah. Now you see what we're talking about.
Now that I
Yeah.
think about it, so
Yeah.
so I had her phone, then I see, hey, I know this name. Could it be the same person? So I answer the phone, and lo and behold, it is
was
my
the person.
ex.
Yeah.
And then the nerve of that guy, he didn't care. Like I'm asking him, like, what's going on? He's like, oh, Sika, it's you, da, da, da. And he's like, actually, yeah, we're in Midrand. Come through, you guys. He's like inviting us to a whole like
Midrand is
thing.
Babylon.
Bruh. And I live there.
But you both live there though.
But I mean, back then I was in varsity.
yeah.
I was in UJ, so I'd never been to Midrand. And I remember at the time, Mall of Africa was still being built.
Yeah.
So it was like very, very new environment, and I knew Uber costs were like through the roof. I mean, $250 was a lot back then
Yeah.
for Uber. So I'm thinking safety-wise, it doesn't make sense to go there. But she's pushing this agenda. She wants to go.
To go to chill with your ex.
To go and chill with my ex and his friends and whatnot. He
The
was
friends we choose.
yeah, so he was sort of like a
That's
big
crazy.
spender type of guy, big baller, always had like with the right crews and stuff like that, which is part of the reason why like we separated, because I really wasn't into that kind of lifestyle. So anyways, she really wanted to go, and I remember the argument got so heated to a point where these were the last words we said to each other, where she said to me, I'd rather be with him right now than be with you. I was like, oh.
Say less. Say nothing else.
Took
Say
my
nothing
bag,
else. I'm
went
out.
back to Rez. I was like, enjoy your life, girl. That was the last time we spoke.
And then you like nothing, because I fight with my friends as well. But you know, eventually, like the next day or whatever, no one reached out to. That was just it.
That was it for me, and I think it was it for her as well. I don't know
At least you
why.
had some sort of
That is
closure,
crazy.
It was really.
None, me can I have your ex-friend's
really
number. I just
heartbreaking.
want to ask her something. Just one.
I just want to-
I want to ask her one question.
So the reason why I asked this, right?
Yeah.
Because Proverbs 19 verse 20 says, right? Listen to counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter days, right? So when it goes to that, right? Do you receive counsel from your friends? And I think it goes back to like
Yes.
like
Absolutely.
ghosting. Why are you ghosting me? Tell me that I've wronged you, and then as much as we don't have to be friends, so that I can apologize. Let me take accountability for my part if I've hurt you. and then we can move on.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the reason why we're breaking up.
Yes.
I think also, like I'm saying with me and my list, it was a thing of we were going on different paths.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed to have a conversation because it was just simple. Even if you forced us to sit down, I'm talking about him, she's talking about him. She's talking about God. So it was very different.
Yeah.
But I think that if you are breaking up with a friend for a reason, like you're saying, you should absolutely
Let them know.
have a chat. It's a very uncomfortable conversation.
It is very
I
uncomfortable.
can imagine, but it
necessary-
should be had, I guess.
It should, guys, because I'm just like,
And
I'm thinking about everybody else who's been through friendship breaks up, and I have conversations with them. They're like, yeah, I would like to know the reason. You know, you can't like. Oh, you can't even like their stuff.
okay.
Like you see them on Instagram, you're like, I want to like it because you look pretty, but,
But you
why am
should
I
like it
liking
and comment, you look pretty, hun.
I'm still.
Heart emoji.
I'm not in pain.
Yeah, no,
You know?
take your time and heal. I guess
I've
I've
healed. I'm just saying. in that
Have you
moment,
though? Me,
Girl.
give me, if you've healed, give me a number.
I will give you.
Well, I haven't healed, hence I still don't believe in best friendships. I
This is-
definitely.
This
I
is
find myself
heartbreaking.
projecting every now and then, especially when someone's trying to get close to me.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like, ugh.
This is heartbreaking because I've lost a friend, but that's just because she was for the streets and she was trying to be with everyone's dad.
Oh, that's what happened to my best
So,
friend as well.
we're like, no.
She turned to the streets.
Yeah,
Like her
so-
kind of men, no offense to the other peoples out there in the African region, but she's really into Ghanaians and Nigerians.
Woo,
And
Team Ghana.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, she's
a
the-
Jolofina.
Oh. No,
Yes,
she'll grow out of it. I think
100%.
it's a phase.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Okay.
I mean, no, I'm not
For her
saying
own
there's anything
safety.
wrong with Ghanaians and Nigerians. I love my West Africans, you know,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's a phase that many girls go through, but eventually you come back home
Okay.
at some point.
Maybe she'll
I hear
find
you.
love.
Maybe she will. Maybe she'll.
All right,
wish her
so-
the best. Anyway.
Brand alignment and friendships, right? You know the saying that says birds of the same feathers flock together. Does that mean what your friends do, you do?
Oi.
Or what your friends don't do, you don't do? Do you call out your friends?
Yes,
and
teacher.
so forth?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
me,
Shimi.
teacher. Me, teacher. Me.
Go,
You know what? Just like Jesus, I'm bringing people to Christ.
Okay.
So if they are, engaging in prostitution, I'm bringing the prostitutes to Christ.
My sister.
If they are fraudsters, huh?
My sister.
Yahoo boys, I'm bringing them to Christ. Allow me to witness. The Bible said, "Go ye therefore." I'm going ye therefore. Now you see me with these slay queens. You're like, Shimmy, you're now a slay queen. See, that's the problem. I'm triggered. Can you tell? I'm triggered because I've been seen with people who I'm trying to witness, minister. But no, guys, I was judged. They took pictures. They said she's one of them. Even though I was dressed like my white in the middle of, my white dressed
Okay,
people.
so you're saying that statement doesn't apply.
No.
It doesn't. It's not a thing.
Jesus
So your
had
your
people
friends-
around him. Who
So-
did Jesus have around him?
Okay.
He had a tax
So-
collector. He had a Judas. Judas
Okay.
was Jesus' friend.
Okay.
Okay. But okay, so I just want to give a practical example, right? So for example, with my friends, that the little corner there.
Yeah.
my
The
friends,
groovies.
The groovies.
We're still figuring
those ones we're trying to figure
the
out.
message. We'll type the message together.
Yeah. So,
I got you.
So they invite me out, right? So I don't drink
Yeah.
any type of alcohol ever. Like, no. Okay, not that I've never, but I'm just saying right now.
Now
Yeah.
you're off.
Completely. So I went cold turkey, right? And I thought in my mind that for quite a while, but I now have figured out that it really wasn't really that much of a big deal. But I figured out that me drinking also kind of instigated the wanting to go out. the
Yes,
wanting to be in
yes,
clubs and
absolutely.
whatnot, right?
Alcohol gives you.
So now I've decided,
Energy.
okay, cool, I'm in this new journey. I'm not drinking no more, but I'm still going to groove though. I'm going to drink my apple juice and my cranberry juice and my water
Okay.
at whatever
At the
club
barbecue or wherever.
or wherever. You know what I mean? So does that mean that I am like partaking in evil things?
That's my question because I'm
because
saying
You're a groovist.
I've taken away the alcohol,
but you're
part
with the
of it.
groovists.
But I'm with the groovists.
Are you
I'm-
ministering? What are
am
you
I
talking
flocking
about?
with the with the wrong crowd? You know what I mean? I'm still dancing. I'm still, but I'm sober.
But what are you talking about? Because I'm talking about biblical issues.
Okay.
That I'm attacking bit by bit at my own pace. So what's the conversation
With
there?
your friends, with those
Yeah.
friends.
With
Because I
your
don't think you
groupest
have the
friends.
No one
conversation.
is talking
No,
at tempo, guys. No offense.
You're true.
Yeah, we all know tempo. Don't act like you all don't know what tempo
I was
is.
about to say,
Please.
what's tempo?
It's a clear.
It's a clear.
Okay.
It's a clear.
Where the
All right.
vibes are at.
No, you know what? On a very serious note, I know I've
Yeah.
been joking around, but on a very serious note, I think to a certain extent,
It
how can
has.
two walk together unless they agree? So there's something that we're agreeing on
Okay.
for us to be together. So in your case, you're here for the vibes. Not necessarily the alcohol, but you're here for the vibes. It's a good time, you're dancing. There's not much talking, of course, but it's a good vibe. And I can say, oh, no, I'm here because I'm Mrs. White, I'm here to witness. But, sweetie, you don't witness for the whole night in tempo. You're just witnessing from the beginning to the end. Just, you know what I mean? If you're going to witness, go there, do your thing, girl. Take phone numbers or whatever, and then bounce.
And then bounce.
So I think there's something we're agreeing on.
Okay.
We are walking together because there's something. It might not be everything, but there's something at least that we're agreeing on for us to be walking together.
So it's interesting. I was actually reading Psalms last night, actually. Psalms 1 verse 1. And our lovely pastor, Mr. Onkapile,
Okay.
divulged on this ad. We went to a youth camp, right? I didn't even know this verse existed, but he said, "Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers." So the way that Onkapile sort of broke it down is so interesting. So if you listen carefully, it says, "Blessed are those who do not walk." So it starts with walking, and then stand, and then sit. Right? So when you're walking in the same direction as these friends,
You're walking with them.
you're walking, so you're building a tolerance to
Yeah.
sin, essentially.
Yeah.
Then you end up
Come on
standing.
now.
Now you're entertaining the sin. And then now you're sitting with the mockers. So now you are part of them. You end up going right back
so
into
it's
that
bit by
sin.
bit. I like when
Yes.
you said you're building a tolerance.
Yes.
Because at first it's
But-
like, oh, no, I could
don't do
not.
that, yeah.
But as time goes on, it's like, it's not that bad. You know,
It's not bad. And then
it's just
eventually
alcohol. It's just
you
it's
take
a
that one
little-
shot that one day, and then now
and then the next
And that's what I
time
was,
it's
and that's
two
what I was
shots.
talking about earlier on with Celia. I said, as much as you're going to fight it now, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5.
Yeah.
Day 6, you're gonna be like, hey, I'm tired of appetizer. I'm
Let
tired
me
of
just
Red
try.
Bull.
Let me just try
Yep.
cider.
Yep. And there'll be that old shumi who's
Yes,
there to influence, who's got the gift.
Exactly.
Ah, shame.
And it's, the vibes are there. You know, I always say about a
Ish.
certain club in Pretoria, I feel like there's serious, like there's drugs in the air. There's demons in the air.
Yeah.
Because you walk in there and you lose your morals.
They just, you leave them at the door.
Like, yeah. At the entrance, you lose them. And that's, I feel like,
Sure.
even if
Interesting.
you're going to, you're not drinking or whatever, at some point, week 1, week 2, week 3,
Yeah,
you're going to
you're
fall
going
for
to.
it. And that's what the tolerance is being built. The company I keep, I'm boring. No, you're boring. You're not drinking.
Oh, what a party pooper.
What a party pooper.
And
You
I am the
understand?
boring friend.
Understand? You're the boring
Why are you
friend.
here? Why are you here?
And I decided, I'm Celia as well. So at some point when I decided, clubbing
is not
isn't my
for me.
thing.
Yeah,
I went the last time I went, I literally, you know these club etiquettes where as a girl you must wear a short dress.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Must
had that
wear your wig.
conversation the one time.
Yeah, you must
remember?
wear a wig, right? But that day, the Holy Spirit was fighting, guys.
Eish.
I remember
Yeah,
I got to
when you
the
hear me,
venue
it hurts.
where we were sleeping
Yeah.
and like, oh, Nana, you're going to wear a wig? I said, no. The Holy Spirit said, no, it's hot. I went there with wig lines.
Uh-huh.
The club.
Were your friends not? What type
My
of stalker
friend-
are you?
My friend they were not impressed
You're not
with
a
me.
stalker.
They were like, what
They were-
stalker is this
They were not
now?
impressed with me. They were angry. They left me. We went to sections. And then literally after 30 minutes, I was like, I'm the
out.
boring friend.
Yep.
Let me go home.
Yep. No, I think I was blessed because I tried clubbing, but it was so loud. So I don't like noise. And that thing of what we can't hear each other. So I'm like, so what you stay? Yeah. What do you stay? You're like,
And then you get those guys, you know those guys that are trying to shell her. They're like,
Ish.
they're spitting on
oh
your
my
face.
word!
They just want to get up and
So
close.
for me, it was I was in and out of the club very quickly. That
Yeah,
club
yeah.
scene, I did not stay. I did the alcohol, the barbecues and whatever, and house hangouts, house chills. But
those are
the
dangerous, by the way.
noise, the
Very.
noise was too much.
Those are Western clubs. I'm a chiller.
The room is very close.
Whose room?
The
At the
bedroom
house.
is
bedroom's
too
very
close.
You
Why are we going to the
guys.
bedroom?
No. Be careful of
Don't do
chillers.
it. house
Be
parties.
careful of each other.
Do you know, and that's the thing about us being the older sisters. And now, oh, guys, since my birthday, I'm now called Auntie Shumi. I've now accepted. I've now accepted. You can now call me Auntie Shumi. But I think that my niece suffers for this because we've gone through this and we've had these experiences.
Yeah.
So now she's like, Mang is having a party at their house. I'm like, nope. They can come here.
Yeah.
You want a party? No
Sure.
problem. Here, we
Bring
can
it.
have parties and balloons. What do you want to eat? We will buy you. And she gets so upset. But because
For your
we've
own
been
protection.
there. And I always say to her, you cannot make the mistakes we made.
At all.
You have to make your own.
At all.
You cannot. So I think that we need to make sure that the younger generation, we are talking to them about this.
Yeah.
We are making sure that we say, guys, do not go to houses. And you know how it was travel in groups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's safe to travel in groups.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
safe
safe.
anymore.
It's not.
They drag you
They're gonna
all.
take you, all of you.
All 5 of you. Even the one with the wig lines. All 5 of you are going. So I think when it comes to friends, it is also, we need to be very careful about places that they're taking us, places that they're influencing us to go. So coming back to your point, birds of a feather, they flock together.
And then do you call out their friends? Like,
Yes.
are you calling out your friends? The ones
Yes.
that you grew with or the
Yes,
ones you used
yes,
to group
yes,
with?
yes,
Do you
yes.
call them out? Because there in Proverbs 27 verse 5, it says, open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed.
Yes.
So we at times we're like, I can't tell my friend that she's wrong because I feel like she's gonna start hating me.
No.
You know? And what is the Bible? The Bible says you need to tell your friend that that is wrong. That drinking is
Absolutely,
wrong.
yes.
Lying is wrong.
Where are you going?
Sleeping with that old
Where are you-
man
yes,
is,
yes,
is wrong.
yes.
Are we calling out our friends, or we just saying it's her baby, she must deal with it?
No, I think in my friend group, we definitely call each other out. I have a friend called Busi who we're so blessed that when we left the partying scene, we left at the same time. And she
Okay.
went on she just went in on the spiritual journey. I came bit by bit. I was fighting God.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not ministry for what? I'm not coming back there. But she got in so deep. And she calls you out immediately.
Right.
So my other best friend, Coco, she's nicer. She's like, Coco will get you to come to the conclusion by yourself.
Yeah.
She'll ask you questions, say, oh, okay, so you're going? So what's going to be happening there? Oh, cool. Who's going to be there? Oh, wait, why are you going? And then you're there like, but
Why
Yeah.
am I
Why?
going?
Who's
Busi's like, oh, you've decided you want to go. You know that's where the demons stay.
Yeah.
The Bible, if you open here, it says, and you're just like, whoa, okay.
I'm not going.
You can't even fight it anymore. You're like,
Yeah.
fine, I'm not going. So whatever way you decide to take, you need to call your friends
Friends
out. Remember to do it in love, though.
That's true.
You need to do it in love because I think a lot of times we come across as judgmental.
Yeah.
It's,
Throw
oh,
the
Sitla,
Bible
you
at
want
And,
to
that,
go.
and that's why they say Christians
Go.
are judgmental. Because of the way we do it. And we spoke about it the other time saying, if you come with love, and you
Yep.
tell them with love, I feel like they hear you better.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also depending on your relationship. Because like I'm saying, Busi's
The
not
type
telling
of friends
it's tough
you
love.
have.
She's giving
Yeah.
me tough love. She's like, oh, okay. When you come back, you're gonna pick up spirits there. You know, that's
Yeah.
what, and you're just sitting there imagining all these demons around
Like
you.
around
And
you.
you're like, oh no, it's fine. I'll just stay here. So
Yeah.
I think calling each other out is very important. Just know what type of friendship you have.
Yes.
I'm not gonna come to City and be like, oh, demons are waiting for you. You'll be like, and then what's going on with you? You're a little extra. Know what type of friends and how to
what we
approach.
what we said at the beginning as to
Yeah.
what type of friends you have. the groups,
Absolutely,
whatever.
absolutely.
Oh, but you guys
But are we
teaching
calling out
me, hey?
acquaintances?
You guys are teaching
Are
me.
you? Do you have the power to call out an acquaintance?
That's-
Because I'm not your
no,
friend.
So acquaintances.
What is an
they call it- They
acquaintance?
call it unsolicited advice.
Unsolicited.
Instead of
Yeah.
advice. But yeah.
Okay, so
So
you're
that's
just
what-
telling me what I do with it.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Interesting.
That,
Okay.
that isn't a friend.
You guys are teaching me, hey? Because honestly, with especially my older friendships, I'd really just choose not to say anything because of the fear of either one coming off as like too.
Are you not going to be
aggressive.
responsible for that when God comes back?
Thanks, Nana. Thanks.
Now you have no excuse.
Really
Now you
appreciate
have no
for
excuse.
that.
I don't know why she did that.
Like she just
She's
came
a good
for me.
friend.
Literally on my jugular, bro. Like unprovoked. Hectic. But yeah, like I'm saying, like I think these conversations are important because they also teaching me now that you know what, I can't be complacent about certain
Yes,
things.
yeah.
I
yes.
can't just overlook and say, you know what, just for the fear of being judgmental or being judged back or coming off as extra or as judgmental to my friends. No, I'm not gonna say anything. You know, because that's kind of like where I'm at, where I'm like on this Christian walk right now. I'm on this journey with salvation. I'm on this journey with God, and I'm kind of taking care of my own soul, and I'm not really expanding on that, or
Yes,
like spilling over
yes.
on my friendship
and
groups
it's better to
around
be
me.
quiet many times.
It's better to be quiet because
you're
it's
like,
safer, you know what
but
I mean?
as she's saying, and that's Angel that records with terrible exactness. Is like Shumi was quiet. Sitle said,
She could
I'm
have
going to
said.
grab a
You really
couple
could have
drinks
saved that
at the
person.
bar, and Shumi was like,
I really feel like at some point you could have saved that person. Like
Right.
Shumi's friend. The fact that she says you're going there, there's a certain demon that's there.
mm.
And then the friend goes and then that demon takes the person. But if you were
On your watch.
persistent on your watch, if you're persistent, said friend, don't do it.
And even if you tell them and they still go, you've done your part.
You've done exactly.
Your hands are clean.
You've done-
But it comes back to how you tell them.
Yes. Another verse. Sihle read it before, right? 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33.
That verse.
NIV version, please. NIV version, please.
I knew this verse was going to come up at some point. I thought we'd run out of time before.
It has to
That
come up.
verse killed me, guys.
So it
I was
says,
reading it.
NIV
What was it,
version.
15 verse?
33, yeah.
Read it,
Do
please.
not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Come back to your senses as you ought and stop sinning. For there are some who are ignorant of God.
God help
I
us.
say this to your shame.
To your shame.
Ish.
God.
Lord help us.
What are you saying?
Do you know what I've just remembered? Do you remember when we were kids and they would bring a jar with dirty water
Yeah.
and a jar with clean water? They'll say this is a clean person and a dirty
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
friend. And you're like, no, but I can clean them up. And then they pour a little bit of the clean water into the dirty water, a little bit of the dirty water into the clean water, and a little bit. And you see that the dirty water will
is
make
winning.
the clean
Like
water
water-
real quick. And I think that's what I thought of. It just took me back there that we're out here. Bad company corrupts good morals, but we are entertaining it with things like Jesus, and this is the number one argument. Jesus hung around sinners. Jesus was always around sinners.
But he
There's a
didn't
difference
become
between-
one.
He didn't become. There's a difference between witnessing. Remember, when you're witnessing, you're coming from a place of I have encountered God,
Right.
and I want to tell you about the
This
God
God
I have
I've
encountered.
encountered.
You're not coming to say let us sin.
No.
And then at some
Yeah.
point in the middle of our sin, I'll tell you about a God I encountered.
No.
Because what God are you
From the
talking about?
get-go.
From the get-go, you should be standing like, I love where Sitle is at, where she's like, I'm not trying to do none of this. I'm not drinking. I'm not, I have encountered God.
I want to give a practical example at home, right? There was this point where the house was smelling so bad, right? And we deep cleaning everything, right? Except for the fruits basket, the vegetable basket, right? And at some points, my mom's like, hey, let's check this basket. We checked the bottom is potatoes, right?
Oh.
One was rotten, but what happened to every other potato?
They all
They
started
all got
rotting.
rotten.
So at some point, it's going to rot on you. That infection is, let's call it an infection, right?
It's gonna
It's
spread.
gonna spread. Infection spreads. If you don't take care of it now,
Yeah.
it's gonna spread.
Guys, verse 34, come back to your senses
Yeah.
Hey.
as you ought and stop sinning.
Yeah.
So my thing
Yay.
is, I'm like, the way I'm interpreting this, y'all can say I'm wrong or whatever, but like that and stop sinning part. Like, are you saying
Come
I'm
back to
sinning
your
for being
senses.
quiet?
Yes,
Or are
yes,
you saying
you
I'm
are.
sinning
Yes. You are.
for going to that club, for example, and
Yes,
deciding
and
I'm not
even if
drinking?
you're not drinking,
Yeah.
yes. The fact that you chose to go
This episode was for Sitle.
the fact that you decided
that
to
you-
get dressed.
Yeah.
For me, it's the intentionality behind it.
Yeah.
Behind going to the club.
Yeah. I'm not saying I go to these places, by the way. But I'm just saying, I'm just like,
what is
I'm learning, like,
You know?
I'm really figuring this out. I'm like, guys,
Because and that's what, remember that the great controversy is the devil doesn't need 100% lie. He needs just a bit of lie in the
1%.
1%, which is why he'll say, no, let's go. But when you are all going with different guys, me, I'll wait. I'll be in the car. You know what I mean? And you're like, I don't even do anything. I was just, but you knew that your friends were
Were going
going
to do that.
Yes, and you were like,
And you
I will stay
accompanied
clean.
them.
And you're okay
You
with
were in
that.
the car with them. You're like, I'll
You are
drive.
sinning and you are bad.
I'll drive. I'm the sober one. I'll drive. So we have been sinning.
Yep.
We really have been. And God says we will be judged for these sins.
Because the devil just uses a cycle. He's a cycle guy. You just find that, oh, you are the driver. Let me now work around you being the driver.
Yes. Drive them.
Drive them. When
Drive them.
guys.
Yes.
And you don't
And
realize
you're
you're
like,
sinning.
I'm the sober driver. You know what I mean? Like, I always make sure that people are getting home.
Exactly.
Like,
And you're so proud of
I'm
yourself.
proud of myself.
You're
Like,
"Oh,
okay,
God,
good.
I did the Lord's
I
work
did the Lord's
today.
work today. They had fun.
No,
I've
Basically,
dropped
you're the
everyone
driver
off.
of the sinner, of the sin.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. How is our
But-
time? I'm
I
scared.
forgot now the scripture. I think it's in Matthew or something where the Lord was teaching about amputation, essentially. Like if your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out.
Take it out.
And then it said, "Woe to those who are the exporters of sin, who cause other people to sin." So that literally reminds me. I'm just reminded of that now. I was reading that scripture a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, wow,
That's
actually,
exactly what it means.
Just because I'm not partaking in that, whatever, if they're doing drugs, if they're drinking or
Yes.
whatever, it doesn't excuse me from the
being
sin.
present.
I'm still
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
My presence is there. I'm also exporting the sin. It's coming through me, even
Yeah.
though I am the designated
Yeah.
driver.
So
you know?
you're the bad friend. So I went from a place where I was the bad friend who was like, let's go. And then, you know, I
Interesting.
encountered God and I came back. But at the very beginning, it was like what you're saying. Okay, I'll make sure that everyone gets home okay. I'll make sure that I drive them. I'll make sure that. And then at some point, you realize that, no, man. I'm actually still supporting the work of the devil here. He's just
Right.
put me in a different position.
But still
I'm
feeding into the same
I'm still
kingdom.
feeding into the same thing because without me, they're now stuck. They're like, cops, guys, shoot me, please. And then you're like, okay, fine. And
it
that's
goes back
that.
to being intentional, right? So
It does.
intentionality is defined as the quality of mental states in thoughts, beliefs, desires, and hopes, which consist of the individuals being directed to an end goal.
Ooh,
So your thoughts.
what is the end goal?
What is the end goal?
What is your end goal of you going to prove? What is your end goal of you going to that man's house? What is the end goal? It's literally what
Lord
the
have
intentionality
mercy.
in the friendship. Like we're saying, if you're going to be the driver, what's your intention in being the driver?
Ish. I just wanted my friends to have a good
God.
time.
Yeah,
Just wanted to make sure they were
being
safe.
the mom of the group.
Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
they're like, oh yeah, you're the mom of the, and guys would get annoyed. Like, and then where did you come from?
It takes me back to Job, right?
Yeah.
When you get to Job 42, I think,
42,
right?
yeah.
Where the friends was, I feel like Job's story, we're always saying, it's such a painful thing, right? And I'm just like, suffering isn't a punishment. I always say that. Suffering, because Job's story tells us that even in his suffering, he saw God and the friends saw God. They witnessed this God that he was speaking about. So
Through
his story
him.
was for them to witness this God, right? So Job 42 verse 10 says, and the Lord restores Job's losses when he prayed for
His friends.
Those friends that had said curse God and die.
So he was intentional about his friends. So are you
Yeah.
intentional about your
The
friends?
ones who actually influenced him to leave this God.
Yeah.
He
He
prayed for them.
prayed for them.
I think that's something for
That's
us as
beautiful.
well, Sitle, that we
That's
should be
beautiful.
praying for, friends
And
that
really
are
interceding
not-
for
Guys,
our
I'm still
friends.
navigating
Guys,
it as
do
well.
you-
Please don't exclude me.
I feel like you have had a better experience out
I'm
here.
not even like, I'm at the point where I'm like really discovering it, right? I believe in low maintenance friendships because I feel like why must I take out so much for friendships? I feel like if we pray together, we like I'm still navigating, and some people don't understand. Like some friends are like, oh, we go out every week, and I'm just like,
No, you don't. You don't
understand?
need
I'm
to go out every
I'm
week.
still trying to navigate. I pray for you. I
Yeah.
really,
Yes.
I've even had a love language where I share scripture and I share the word of God. So when I go to church and I'm like, oh, I learned this today. Like literally in a group chat yesterday, I just said, guys, God is good.
You're like, yes, girl.
And people then responded, and I'm like, do you understand when you like, guys, when you just feel it,
Yes.
like your friends see that you pray for them.
Yes.
I pray for my friends.
Pray with your
I don't
friends.
pray for
pray
my
with my
ex-best
friends.
friend though, because she hurt me that bad.
Oh,
We
So
need-
now,
we need to-
honey,
so
you need
now,
to get
now you
there.
see how everything's sort of like integrated.
Yeah.
Forgiveness,
Yeah.
friendship, relationship,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
So, whew, I'm learning a lot
You
today.
know,
guys.
I
I'm
want
being-
friends like the friends in the Bible. You remember those 4 friends who were trying to get their friend to Jesus, and it was packed, and they just opened.
That's the friend.
We need
they say
those
the company
friends.
you keep, right? Are people going to take you to the destination, or are they going to take you back?
Oof.
And say we tried, hey, we tried,
The
but it
fact
was
that
full.
the fact the friends is so that our friend has been in this situation for too long.
Yeah.
Let's make a plan.
Yes.
Are you willing to go down and pray? Are you willing to fast for your friend? Are you willing to put your friends at the center and say, God, I need you to intervene
Yeah.
in this situation?
Yeah.
Those people said, we're gonna make a plan, and they went and they went.
Ah,
and
they
went
made
and
a plan. Yeah.
and they made. You didn't. Like, are you that type of friend?
Who do you have around you? I think that's so important. It is. And, in your spiritual walk, there are times where you get low.
Yeah.
And when I get low, I get low. And one of my friends, Lucy, she will hit me up. I don't know if the spirit tells her or she just feels it, but she's like, baby, I'm praying for you. I don't need you to tell me what's happening right now, but I'm praying for you. And there are times where even when I'm going through a hard time, I can feel it. Someone is praying for me somewhere. And usually the person will hit me up and say, I've been praying for you. Your name came to my mind. So I think it's so important to have people around you who will pray for you, even when you are the one who's stumbling. Even when you are struggling with that sin that keeps coming back. You need to have a circle that is so founded in prayer. The foundation is God. So that whatever comes, that there's a friend. This friend will never say, let's go to the witch doctor. Friend, you're cursed. Friend, these are generational curses. Let's go to, I know a sangoma. You will never have, because guys, it's easy to talk.
It is.
It's easy to talk here, but when life is really hitting, and this girl saying, it worked for me. I also did not have a job for 6 months. I went there in a week.
And what does God say about the mind? Because you're thinking about it, then you're like, And the fact that you thought about it,
and this person has planted it
within.
And it's worked. It's worked for them. Or it looks like it's worked for them. They're bowling. Things are working.
That's why you need to openly rebuke it.
Yes. So be very careful who you let around you. Very careful.
So how do we choose these intentional friends, right? How do we then say to your friends that I've chosen God, right? And I want you guys to choose God as well.
I think
That's tough.
Can I go first?
Yeah,
I think
sure.
I prayed about it. There's a time where I looked at my friends.
Did you say, God, if they're not for me, please remove them.
Guys, and if there's one prayer that God answers very quickly. And Coco told me, she said, don't pray that prayer if you're not ready.
It's so scary if you're not ready. You need to be so
Guys,
ready
you need to be ready.
alone.
People drop out so quick. But I remember that I looked around and I was like, anyway, I have friends for parties, friends for let's have a good time, friends for love life advice. There are those about boys. I know they'll tell you, no, friend, cry. And then after you cry, do this. And then I'll draft a message for you. And then they were there. But I have no friends that actually will bring me closer to you. None at all. And I prayed and I fasted on it. And I remember my sister being like, you've run out of things to fast for. When are you like fasting? Fasting for friends. But God did a new thing where he just started placing bit by bit people who were prayerful into my life. And then I got into the prayer ministry and people hitting me up are like, let's help me pray about this. And before you know it, you're talking about things. Before you know it, it's like, girl, what are you doing on Sunday? Let's go to the spa. I know we don't have money, but let's just get a quick, massage. And before I knew it, I was sitting at a table with prayerful women, even Advent Pod. If you think about it, the very first day we met, we had this very DMC about friends and friendship heartbreaks, and we're like, I feel like I've met my sisters. Because God brought us to a place where he's like, you are people who love the Lord, you're people who want to work for God, sit down and work together.
So essentially, it goes back to Matthew 6:33, seek ye first.
Yes.
So the moment you're seeking first the kingdom of God, then God is able to give you your all. And
Everything
that includes
else.
your friendships.
Your
I think that's exactly what's happening with me as well.
Yeah.
Like the moment I decided, you know what, I'm re-giving my life back to God because I've done it before, but I'm redoing it again. He's now put me in positions where
changing the narrative.
Changing the narratives, putting me in positions where I'm meeting friends like you guys. Like I'm in a podcast. I'm doing random Bible studies with you, Nane. You know what I mean? And
so y'all have Bible study without me, huh?
No,
Fifi, where's Refila? I'm gonna tell her.
No, of course you can join us. But
Yes.
it's such a beautiful space. Like even if when I'm feeling down, I just open the group chat and I just see like you guys just posting things. Even if I don't really say anything, but reading that part of scripture, for example, 1 Corinthians or something,
everything.
And God speaks to you, hey? Those scriptures, God speaks.
Like, I was so intentional when God like planted the seed in January, right? And it's like, I know you're struggling with this friendship thing. You need to literally choose proper friends, right? And I was like, hey, now I'm praying. And then literally the girls in the group chat are people that I've chosen because God brought.
Yes, God does that. He works in miraculous ways. And
So that's how we choose friends, guys. Choose God first.
choose God first. Choose God
Then
first.
he'll choose your friends.
Any closing remarks?
And I know, I'll go first. I know it's harder and I always come back to the younger girls. I think you've noticed. I always come back to the
Very
younger girls
important.
because it's a lot harder. There's
it's
peer
so hard.
pressure.
Social media.
They're vaping. There's social media.
Oh God, the vaping.
Everybody's vaping now.
I
These
even
kids
heard the
are
new
vaping.
name. It's called choof.
Yeah. Use it in a sentence.
I don't know. Like I was choof when I'm like choof.
Yeah,
What's
like,
that,
what-
guys? I'm like it's the vaping. I'm like you are guys.
I know we're gone. But I think that it's not as easy. Now we're older. You can be by yourself. You can be like, this friendship thing, you can take time out. But when you're in your teens, when you're in high school, it's not as simple.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to pray for the young Adventist girl because that's where she gets lost. Well, the young girl, actually, not only Adventist, the young girl and guys. Because that's where they get lost. You don't want to do it, but these are the only people who can be your friends and they're smoking. So now this little boy's like, okay, me too. So I think even at a younger age, let's start praying. Let us start speaking more about praying for friends, pathfinders, adventures, whatever age it is. Let friendship be an intentional thing from a very young age. And then to everyone else who is our age and
Just like
around our age, good luck.
The smoking.
To everyone else who is around our age, pray. Pray hard because people are snakes out here. There's one friend. Anyway, let's not go there. Let's not go
Because
there
even with
today.
the smoking and the drinking, right? We all have different tolerance levels.
True.
And that's what we talk about. That's how drug addicts and thingy come about.
Yeah.
Because you're like, we're chilling as friends. Hey, but your tolerance is not the same as less. And then when you get addicted, but CK then says, I'm leaving this thing alone.
And you're left.
struggling.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Sitle.
Yeah.
So I do a Bible study, right, on Thursdays and Fridays with this lovely lady called Rory Sang Tandekiso, right? I don't know if y'all know her, but I'm sure a lot of people do. And she went into like details about basically about friendships and how to conduct yourself in whatever space you're in, whether it be school, whether it be at work or whatever, and that we are supposed to stay away from relationships that keep us either sinning or lead us to sin.
Yeah.
Right.
God
And
help
I
us.
think it's those things, man, where you have to really, for example, I just want to just make it clear. I love doing Bible studies, and I think those that actually helps me keep in the faith, you know what I mean? And also on the other side of loving Bible study, I also need to be now intentional about the type of environment that I see myself in, where I find myself. For example, I can't find myself at a club, for example, and expect me to be okay spiritually the next day to be able to do
never
a Bible
remember that
study.
guilt for the next day.
Yeah. So it's so important, guys, that in whatever you do, right? Whether you're doing Bible study or whether you're engaging in new friends or praying, it's important that your environment is conducive of the Holy Spirit. Remember,
Amen.
godliness is next to cleanliness, or
Yeah.
cleanliness is next to godliness,
Yeah.
rather. You know what I mean? So if you're constantly finding yourself in spaces that compromise you
Yourself.
spiritually, I'm about to say something crazy right now. Like, I think maybe a few months ago, when I was still new in coming back to Christ, I remember I was supposed to do a Sabbath school the next day, and the previous night I went out. Oh man, I felt so weird the next day. I felt like the Spirit wasn't with me.
Yes.
I was just literally just talking out
He's
of
just
my
watching
mouth.
you.
Yes.
Just like,
You know what I mean? Like,
I know
where were
exactly
you?
what you mean. Yep.
Because I went out,
Yep.
I went and I collected whatever spirit was there,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
now I've brought it with me, trying to.
And now
preach
you're standing
the word.
before the
Exactly, and that's where that
people.
lukewarm thing comes
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Where God is like, I will spew you out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Because you're neither hot
Hot
nor
nor
cold.
cold,
Because how can you do
absolutely.
that? How can you say you're working for the kingdom, but in the background you're doing something completely
something
different?
different.
You
Yeah.
know? So environment is so important, and friendships are important, including family friendships, including family, setups. And this is where I say water is thicker than blood.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with friendships, you choosing that relationship. With blood, you're born into it.
Yeah.
So either way, like you're gonna see that uncle you don't like, you're gonna see that cousin you don't like on family gatherings. But with a friend, that person, you're actively choosing to see them. You're actively choosing to be a part of that space. So be careful of what you're choosing, because that determines your trajectory in life.
That is so true.
For
That
me,
is
it's
so
the
true.
foundation. It goes back to the foundation.
Yeah.
Your foundation being God. If God is the foundation of
Then
your
you're
friendship,
good, yeah.
then you're good.
Even
if
with
it's not,
siblings.
if it's not my boy, I'm out of
I'm
there.
out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you that.
Hey, she's sitting down
My
and having
God.
a chat.
Let's have a chat.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you, ladies, and thank you
you,
for watching my
nice.
episode. Have a good one.
Thank you, darling. Giggles and grace. Giggles and grace.